One of the ways through which the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board implements the provision of the NOGIC Act of 2010 is through targeted capacity building interventions. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Local Content Television. I am Priye Faka. Recognizing the urgent need for gender mainstreaming in the oil and gas sector, the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board recently organized a workshop for women operators in the industry.
Gender equality issues have been central to policy making in the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, and the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board is no exception, with its numerous professional development programs, industry-leading initiatives, and inclusive policies and benefits. This is evident with a recent forum organized by the Board for Women Operators in the Oil and Gas Industry. The workshop themed Mainstreaming Women in the Oil and Gas Industry had in attendance many dignitaries, including the acting head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemieson. Welcoming guest, the Executive Secretary NCDMB, Engineer Simbi Kasiwa-Bote, stated that the purpose of the workshop is to identify possible solutions to close the gaps and secure a brighter future for women in the industry.
Today's workshop has been designed to look at the key success factors for female entrepreneurs / CEOs, partnerships for women, career progression, and mentoring. We are here to listen, and we are very open to take on board any useful idea to step up the game for our women in the industry. We are all aware that the global oil and gas industry still remains one of the least gender diverse sectors today. As a regulator of the Nigerian content in the oil and gas industry, we want to be at the forefront of implementing programs and projects that bring women into the mainstream of the Nigerian oil and gas industry. Most important is the fact that they are very active in agriculture, and we can see the contribution of agriculture today to our GDP at about 20%, while the oil sector, which is currently dominated by men, contributes about 8%.
Engineer Wabote also stated that women play a pivotal role in the board's 10-year strategic roadmap.
A newly published study by Standard & Poor's Global Market Intelligence found that public quoted companies with women as CEOs and CFOs were more profitable and produced better stock price performance than many of the companies that had appointed men to those roles. Facts revealed by the performance of women CEOs in the S&P study and the correlation of the role of our women in agriculture vis-à-vis the sector's contribution to our GDP is enough impetus for us to look in the direction for help in our desire to increase in-country value retention.
The Executive Secretary then reassured women of NCDMB's support.
We need to subtly drive some policy decisions if we can use the platform of local content to at least give some bit of edge to women in their activities in the oil and gas sector. I commit that part of our funding strategy will be looked at, and we will, in a way, give some level of advantage to women applying for funds from us. We have published a handbook to guide project promoters on how to approach the board for support. For women out there in need of support to bring their pet projects into reality in the oil and gas sector, please go through the handbook and see us for partnership that brings dream into life. Be rest assured that you will receive more than active support going forward.
goodwill messages were delivered by the Managing Director, Nigerian Ports Authority, Hadiza Bala Usman, and the immediate past President, Nigerian Academy of Engineers, Engineer Olu Maduka.
I'm glad to attend this event, not just because it addresses the all-important questions of the rightful placement of women in the oil and gas sector, but because such discussions indicate our country's readiness to promote equality and move towards the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals. We need to define ourselves around our capacity, our capability, not just because we're women. You should get there for your skills. I always promote that I want to be just an opportunity to be on the table, and I'll do better than the man. I'm not trying to ask for any favors. I just want to be given an equal opportunity. And when you get there, you must prove that you're capable. The first thing they do when they see a woman is the woman will be, she's a tea girl, she's an assistant. And then when you're not that tea girl, the next thing is she didn't read the document, she has no contributions in the meeting. So you have to be over-prepared, you have to do extra work that the other man next to you will not do. You must make sure you've read everything, you're on top of your game. You know, as that woman, you're representing so many women behind you. So make sure you're at that point. You have to be professional. It's not just getting there because you're a woman. You know, I don't think that, you know, we should be giving, oh, I want to be here because I'm a girl. No, I want to be here because I qualify. When our parents are paying school fees, they didn't pay a cheaper school fees for my brother every time, or a cheaper one for me. When you're paying for a kid's school fees, you pay the same thing for the male and female child. And the male and female child sit in class and they take the same examination. And you graduate in your class with the same boy next to you. You probably have a 2-1 and you got a 3rd class. So why do you think that when you come to work, he should be better than you? No, he's not. So just bear that in mind and be committed and dedicated to your work. Being a girly girl is a different thing, and being focused is another thing. I always say that when you walk into a place, don't be that woman that will just come in a cloud of perfume, sitting down doing nothing and just twiddling her toes. No, I come in, I'm professional, I sit down. I'm able to contribute, I'm able to add value. Because I was educated in the same way that other person was educated. I had the same experiences at work with that other person next to me. So don't think you're less than anyone. Don't think that any other person is better than you. I always say that women are factory built to multitask. You have the capacity. God made you that way. So you should let that shine. You should let that come out.
To foster the achievement of the industry, nation's diversity and inclusion objective, NCDMB leadership should consider creating and facilitating a diversity and inclusion sectoral working group under the current Nigerian Content Consultative Forum, where nationals interested in industry diversity and inclusion can volunteer. But we women cannot rest on our oars. We've just got to move on. And if we are going to be 50% of the workforce, as we have been encouraged to be, it's in our own purse.
The keynote address was delivered by the acting head of the Civil Service of the Federation.
The issue of gender parity in the corporate world is a global problem, and Nigeria is not left out of this problem. Going forward, it is pertinent for us to go beyond the rhetorics of having a quota for women in decision-making or other strategic positions by ensuring that the country maximizes the economic potentials of its whole labor force by promoting equal rights, access, and opportunities for all at all levels. In this regard, I wish to laud the goodwill women in Nigeria have enjoyed from His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, who has led by example by demonstrating the political will to actualize gender equality, particularly in the area of appointing women to key positions in this administration. I therefore urge government at all levels, particularly in the states, to emulate this thoughtful and bold initiative of Mr. President.
The acting head of the Civil Service of the Federation welcomed the participants and stated the objective of the workshop.
This flagship initiative of NCDMB could not have come at a more appropriate time. I'm optimistic that this workshop is just the beginning of several other dialogues to be initiated by the board to complement other ongoing activities, programs, and policies of government to propel Nigeria to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, particularly the goals 4, 5, and 10. May I also use this platform to implore all stakeholders, including industry operators and civil society, to collaborate with the federal government through mass media campaigns and other traditional communication methods. This is with the aim of re-echoing the message to communities, especially those in rural areas, to encourage and support women and girls to pursue technically inclined courses and leadership aspirations in the industry.
The workshop provided a platform to discuss issues and actions required to deepen women participation in the oil and gas sector and to leverage local content opportunities.
And that's what we have for you this week. Tune in to your local content television program every Mondays at 7:30 p.m. and Thursdays 5 p.m. on the NTA International and Network services. Thank you for watching. I am Priye Faka.